find out about your background and how you became a broker specializing in commercial insurance for junk removal industry.
Yeah, so I started in the industry in 2003 selling commercial insurance in the Chicagoland area. I cut my teeth selling contractors and construction companies, and really focused on workers' comp and safety procedures and helping companies to just be compliant with all types of insurance requests. I did that for about 10 years. And then finally in 2013, I broke off on my own and started my own agency and just said, hey, tired of being a W 2. I'm going to, take all my 401k money and go all in on myself and, and start selling policies out of the garage, which is what I did. And I grinded it together. I was the only employee for probably the first 2, 3 years until I could afford an actual real employee. And, just like any entrepreneur, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was fighting to pay the electric bill. My mother in law was buying me groceries. I knew that the electric bill or the gas and electric in Wisconsin, they wouldn't shut it off starting in November. So I would stop paying the bill in November. And then when the tax return came in in April, I would back pay off the gas and electric bill. So I mean, I really started from absolute zero, no money. I had 100 grand total in my 401k when I started my agency, and just started slowly building and grinding and selling one policy at a time until eventually in 2015 I sold my first junk removal policy to a buddy of mine who bought a J-Dog junk removal. Within like 3 months of that, I had sold 10 J-Dog junk removal policies because the word of mouth and the veteran community and just that kind of catching on. And then from there, I went out and flew out to Philadelphia, met with J-Dog Corporate, and one thing led to another. They kind of endorsed me and embraced me as their guy and said, "Hey, we're gonna refer you exclusively moving forward." And the way that I did that was I just reviewed and analyzed their policies and several policies they had on the books. And I showed them all the mistakes and errors that I was finding consistently from the referral that they had been using previously. And then once going through that process, they interviewed like 3 or 4 other brokers and they said, "Oh yeah, you're our guy. We want to move forward and recommend you." So that's how I got into the industry, and then probably for 3 or 4 years after that, I just kind of worked exclusively with them until I branched out in like 2019, 2020, and really started writing junk removal all over the country for both other franchises and the independent channel. And once we really rolled out, started catering towards the independent channel, that just grew so much faster than any other focus or book of business. So currently it's about 90% of what I work on is just junk removal and dumpster rental. In the last year or two has really exploded. So we do a lot of just diving into policies, reviewing current coverages, shopping out in the local marketplace. And our experience from being through so many different claim scenarios and situations is really what has allowed us to become the experts in this specific niche that we really don't find competitors in. There's no other Toby Stubbs that's really out there that I know of that's doing the kind of stuff that we're doing. So it's exciting, it's fun. Every day is challenging. It's a different challenge. Somebody has a claim situation or a problem, or they're getting their rates are raising too high, or they're misclassified, or the vehicles are misclassified. So we're always running into that type of stuff that we're just helping to fix and make a difference for our clients.
And now the name of your company, it's Wisdom Insurance.
Yeah, Wisdom Insurance. My old man, I grew up in Ohio near Cincinnati, which is why I'm blessed and cursed as a Bengals fan. But my old man was a judge in Ohio and did juvenile delinquency for 13 years and then domestic relations for 17. And when he ran for judge, his slogan was "a man of quiet wisdom." So, Wisdom Insurance is just a throwback to the old man for, for namesake.
Well, I gotta say, brother, you are very well known in the junk industry. I was put on by Sonoma Strong. I was telling them I went to a couple of brokers, and I was just hearing ridiculous numbers, and they really didn't understand my business and how to classify it. And he said, "Oh, you need to get in touch with Tony Stubbs right away." And I was like, "Oh, who's Toby?" And he said, "He is the man in junk removal." And then, just going through the videos, just in the last couple of days, I see you everybody, and everybody seems to have went through you for commercial insurance. So you are definitely the man in the junk industry for commercial insurance. And it's obvious, I was on the phone with you, and the knowledge and just, stuff that all the other brokers that I spoke with, had no idea. You know exactly, how to classify everything, to do everything properly, make sure we're insured the right way. And, I'm just blessed to come across you, so definitely want to shout you out on that.